Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Motorsport Manager, brand new series here, though it's ultimately the third iteration of my Motorsport Manager series. I started in a single-seater, third tier, came all the way up through a long time ago when the game ultimately first released. I got well into the third tier, but the mod I was using by that point was outdated to the point where teams, drivers, none of that really added up anymore. Didn't fit how the current Formula One and single-seater series look. Also, the mod itself had a glitch that was creating issues with the videos because it had the F1 logo on it. Anyway, after 60 plus episodes, almost 70 episodes, said, okay, let's do something new. And from that, the Fire Fantasy F1 mod was born. That used the 2019 current lineups, current cars, and it was nice. And we started a series with that. We started with a custom team in that. And then two things happened. One, the placement of the custom team, replacing Haas, changed the order in the lineup, and it altered the mod. It messed the mod up to where most of the drivers' images were the wrong drivers' images. And then the second thing that happened was starting a custom team all the way up at the F1 level. Bad idea. We were 6-8 seconds off the back from the beginning of the season. By the end of the season, we were a second and a half off the back, so we were still the slowest car by Williams standards at the end of the season. We were much, much worse than that at the beginning of the season, and in the end we were relegated. I didn't want to go down to F2 and start fighting my way back up from there. So here we are again with that. Let's get moving. So we are not going to do the custom team this time, sadly. We're going to choose a team and go from there. We're going to go right into the single-seater, and we're going right up to tier number 1, F1, 16 events and locations. Team average, really good, really high, and we're going to take over the bottom team. And this time we'll at least be competitive, unlike that last one where we went the entire season without actually getting to that point. So Mercedes, obviously, best team, top team. Ferrari, Red Bull, that's your top tier teams. Now, anywhere from there, really, we could be competitive right off the get-go, but Renault's got a really good team, too. So I'm not going to go with a Renault, not going to go with a McLaren, but now we can start getting into some options. You can see, at worst, everybody's a 4-star. And that was the big problem, because they started me with something like a 2-star or 1.5 star. And by the end of the season, I was a 3.5 stars, something like that. We'd come a long way, but not far enough. Now we have Alpine Racing. Alpine Racing, you can see they're on the higher end, but the expected finish is only 11th. Why? Because it's almost all tied into the drivers. Namely, the Alpine Racing here have Fernando Alonso in their driver lineup. Not going to go there. Williams, expected finish is 9th. Not bad for them. They're actually placed ahead of Alfa Romeo in the constructors lineup. Racing Point, of course, lower quality overall. They've got a bit less money, but they're a team that figures it out. Good team. Here is the bottom feeder. It's Manor. So Manor Marussia, or just Manor as they were known prior to folding as a team. So they brought this team back in, even though they folded and are no longer part of F1 in real life. They've got the 2 added teams into this series. And you can see we've got a car well off the pace, but a good driver lineup. Headquarters, definitely worse than others. Decent staff, low money, low budget. Pit crew, So that's a team that could and should struggle. But unlike the last one, it's a team that's not so far off. So I think that's who we're going to go with. And of course, we have Haas and Toro Rosso. These two are definitely punch above their weight kind of teams with decent cars. But with the Manor, you can see it's the worst car on the grid by a little bit. And that's the main reason for the expected finish of 12th. So that's who will take over. And we're going to jump into this puppy and try to get this season on the move as quickly as possible. Now, without the creative team, it should go a lot quicker this time on setup. But we'll have a little bit of time before that first race comes up, and that could be a factor into how things go early on. Now, the expectation is that we are on the back of the grid. But the big expectation for me is that even though we are on the back of the grid, even though we have the weakest team, it's marginal on how much weaker we are compared to everybody else. Williams, little gap between them and the rest of the field, but really not quite as big as it is in real life. And then Alpine and Manor are both there. So you kind of have three teams fighting in the back, and there's a chance to definitely not be the worst. But the car, it is the worst. But the drivers, that's a decent lineup with Stoffel Van Dorn being rated fairly high and Jean-Eric Verne as our second driver. Headquarters, though, needs some work. Staff needs some work. Sponsors are apparently balanced right now. Our pit crew, middle of the road. I can fix that up pretty quick. We've got 3 weeks till our first race, and it looks like we're in for a dry Friday, Saturday, but a wet Sunday. 49 laps will be that race. We got a lot to do, so let's start moving quickly along. Welcome to Manor Racing Team. We are delighted you've chosen to start your managerial career with us here. Hopefully there are some great times ahead of us. I'm Arnie, and I'll keep you up to date with everything going on around the team. That should be all for now. Good luck. Hey, boss, so you're like some kind of millionaire, right? You better have some idea how to race, or we're all in trouble. Get on really well with Jean-Eric Verne, so I hope you're going to keep us all feeling like one big, happy family. Interesting message there. So, you're the guy with fat stacks. I just hope you know as much about racing as you do about the size of your wallet. You guys get on okay. I'm going to work on my socks out to prove to you that I'm a much better driver. Nice. You think you've got a chance to win the title this year? No. Sign. Below average. One of the stronger drivers. Okay. 24th, 23rd. And it's Sorokin is our reserve driver. Okie dokie. Targets. Well, we can't be last. We cannot be last. Relegation, don't want that to be a thing. So I'm going to take the extra money, and we're going to fight for 10th. Might not always go well for me, but we'll do what we can. 3-stage qualifying. Got it. Pit crew. Got it. I already know how to work this, so let's start there. Let's start with the pit crew. These guys are a bunch of stinkers. Let's see if we can find something a little bit better. And that's not you. Refueling doesn't matter. We need everything else, and that's not you. And that's not you. And that's not you. You are tolerable. You're still not very good. You might be better than what we have. A 14-16. Yeah, 14's already an improvement, so let's bring him in. He's cheap. At least give us a slight upgrade. that I'd rather have. Ooh, we got a +1. Okay. Good to know that I'm on a +1 for all stats right now. You are good for fixing, so let's bring you in above this guy. You are a better jack man. And you will be better on the front jack. And you're going to be better here and less likely to make a mistake anyway. And there you go. That'll have to do starting out. We will quickly improve upon this mess. Now, let's start with the headquarters. Or not. We've got 1 million. That's what we're starting with. Okay. I don't even have money to invest in the car yet, but let's start with improving parts, I guess. We will focus on improved reliability, but actually the reliability is okay. It is okay. Let's start with the engines. Try to get these guys up there to a tolerable level. Let's see if we can get... what we can out of it. Get a little bit quicker. Staff guys are okay. Take a look at our lead designer. They're all tolerable. What are you guys earning? Wow, Fern. Dang. Got a pretty decent rating on him, don't they? Each of them are 500,000. That's not bad. That adds up to 1. Sorokin, I almost would prefer to replace, but that's okay. We'll keep him there. That's not that bad on our cost per race. And we have Microsoft and Airbnb, our only 2 sponsors right now. Marketability, Van Doren. Surprising not higher, considering that Van Doren absolutely dominated the popularity sector for Formula E this season. Team Marketability, yeah, not so good. I can't do anything in the car right now without the money. Okay, pick tough task for shop. Are you expecting to pick up many points at all this season? We'll get a few decent finishes. Wow, look at that. That is some seriously low morale. Seen by the fans as your top driver. Do you agree with that, or do you say Jean-Eric Vergne is better? Well, Verne clearly is a little bit better than Van Doren, but Van Doren is obviously the popular one, even though he somehow has lower marketability. How about we just do a both? There we go. We both pick up 5%. Back to finish 12th, or do you think you can do better? We'll do better, I can promise you that. You say that. Sure. Prove everybody wrong. Hey, look at that team marketability. Nice. Rossi is a sponsor whisperer. Ooh, let's get into scouting. I have 4 slots available, and I know a good bit about a lot of drivers. But there's a lot of drivers I don't know, like Rossi. See how much he wants. And we're just going to go quickly through here because I don't think I'm going to be changing sponsors anytime, drivers anytime soon. We'll get through the season. So sponsors, drivers, scouting will be an easy process, but you still want to know as much as you can. Looks like sponsorship offers are starting to pop up. Oh yeah, quite a few of them. 49 lap race, 40% chance of rain, meaning we will almost certainly be spending a good chunk of the race on intermediates and or wets. Really? Thanks. Okay, another sponsor whisper. Okay, I've never heard of. Wind tunnel, huge anticipation. Okay, let's get into the sponsors. This will make a big difference because right now we're slated to make 1.25 million per race, but with all these offers, we could increase that significantly. Okay, you've got to finish 11th or above to pick that up, and I don't think we're going to be placing that high. So we've got a nice upfront payment of more money than this one offers and fewer races till we replace. So now we have some money to work with. Yay! Hooray, hooray! 12 races, week upfront payment, YouTube. Go ahead, sponsor me. Go for it. 7 races fixed per race. I do like the prospect of a per race. But what is the evaluation on this one? Let's see. That is going to be... That's only a little over $1 million. Closer to 1.5. This is a lot more money than that. But it's 12 races before I get another deal coming in. Don't care for that much. This is 8 races, so it's 2/3, and it's less than 2/3. So this one does have the best compensation package, but it's up front. I would almost rather have a deal come up sooner rather than later. Even though this is definitely not making half of that. It's about 1.5, which means half of that, right? We're quite a bit short. These are all bad deals. I'm going to wait a week for that to expire and hope new deals, better deals, come along. That's a better deal. Same amount of races, 2 million more. Target positions for those. I'll take this one. This one can do better. Whoa, much better. Much better. Much better. That over 10 races is 8.5, which is less than that one. And over 12 races is only slightly more than this, but it's going to take 2 more races. I really do like the idea of the fixed pay per race, though, because that's going to allow me to continue developing the car, as opposed to the money very much dwindling after a while. But ultimately, this is the best payout. That's the deal I should be taking. But it's not going to be the deal I take. I'd like to have one fixed payment. That's going to really boost our finances. There you go. Now it's 2.1 per race, and we have 15 million to work with. So let's go spend some money. How's the headquarters looking? We have some staff and brand, but that's about it. New buildings, test track available. That's only $1 million. Let's do it. Build that puppy. Okay. Unique buildings. These are a bit more expensive. More expensive. Very much more expensive. Okay, so we have a helipad right now. So we could do the 5-star sponsors, but on that, where to spend, what to spend, we don't have much money. Staff center's level 1. Handling could be a thing, but these are all a little expensive. The telemetry, that's going to be it for headquarters for right now. I need to spend on the car so that we can get competitive. Now we can go for what's quick. They're all quick. Or what's cheap. Well, I've invested my early factory work into the engine. So I think I'll start with the gearbox, the next most crucial. Let's see. Ouch, ouch. Garbage. That is not a good part. At all. At all. So let's go see the suspension and what can you do for me? Medium speed corners plus 20 instant. Yeah, I'll take that. How are we looking? You guys are at 96%. You're almost there too. Should be done just after the race, and then we'll focus on something else. The gearbox will be the next thing to focus on, since the design of new parts not looking so hot in the gearbox department. So we'll take a look there next. Suspension I won't bother touching since we have new parts coming in. At least one right now. And now we're just 2 days away from our first race. Bruno Senna. Let's get back to this car here, and you guys are at 99. Go 20, and that'll still happen quick. By the time the race is done, I think. Just about. Alright, so on to Sydney. They give you plenty of tires. And so, at most, I'm going to need 3 of the harder compound. I might need 4 here, and then the rest. No, that's a lot of tires. So, pretty much every race I'll be picking the 753. And let's take a look. These, I think the cars are identical right now. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. There is no variation between them whatsoever. $49 laps. 49 laps. That's what I need to watch out for. And we're going to head into Friday practice. I'm going to try to make quick work of this. Very quick work of the first qualifying session, so that we have just enough time to also squeeze out this first race. Normally, we'd be into the race probably 15-20 minutes ago already, or at least into the practice session 15-20 minutes ago. So I'm going to have to work quickly here for this first race. So we head to Sydney, aka Melbourne in real life. And ouch, Van Doren, ouch. Do I want to use Sorokin instead because you suck at feedback? Sure, let's do that. There's not much difference between those two, is there, though? Screw it. We'll use Van Doren. It's his car. $49 laps. Mediums could almost make the entire distance, but not quite. The estimated is never quite accurate. That's where you hit 0% and pretty much just stop on track, and we can't do that. But these guys, almost, they can do about 20 laps they could easily get 30 laps out of the super softs. So looks like we're going to be doing a split strategy of ultra and super soft on a one stopper. So do we want to go super fast and push the ultras as long as we can? Yeah, most likely. That way we can get the qualifying bonus as well. Now, you don't have to, but I would imagine you're going to have similar balance. Cars are never quite the same. But make it work. There we go. Okay, race trim is the one I want. Take the tire bonus, but the race trim is the one that I want. Not the quali trim. Alright, so we're going to work fast here. And it's the setup that matters, not the time on track. Those bonuses, I'll take what I can get, but we are looking to maximize the setup bonus for race day. Okay, handling's already excellent, so we got that down. Downforce is definitely going to need to change. The speed balance is going to need to change. And we need to bring that back in. Can I queue up a little bit? There we go. 45 seconds. That's one thing about this mod, is it really adds a lot of time to the setup changes that are made. And they make the growth of the bonuses a lot slower. Nice. Handling. See? That's why we went that way. Downforce. Speed balance. "45 seconds for you as well." Out. Back in. Now, if you play the mobile versions of Motorsport Manager, you can't come back in on that first lap. You have to complete the lap to get that. And that's something they kind of decided on well after the release of this, the PC version of Motorsport Manager. And by the way, I've been keeping a close eye out looking for Motorsport Manager 2. You know, when is it coming? Where is it at? And it's definitely happening. It's just a matter of when. Okay. How? Yeah. No, too far. Give that a shot. We'll see how we're doing. He's very close. Vern. Also very close. 96%. I know that's not going to be enough, but it saves time getting less work done on the car. Bonus level 1. Now we've got 18 minutes to go. Ooh, nice. Okay. We are just about there. 98%. That'll do. That'll do. I'm not going to fight for the rest, so we're going to send you out there for a long run. And it looks like Vern is good to go as well. 98%. So both send them out for a good 12-lap run. We're going to get full bonuses before we come back in. Tire heating is good. In the long term, running neutral will cool them, allowing us to push part of the time. There's level 2 on the bonuses. halfway to level 3. And we've still got a little bit of time left here, so I will definitely try to come in for a pit stop. I think let's bring in Van Dorn. Looks like we can bring him in as well. Yeah, they got this. There we go, level 3 bonus. So we're gonna change the tires and change to the quality setup. So qualifying 3 laps, switch to super softs, and head right back out. And you're gonna do the exact same thing. And we'll take what bonus we can get. 9 minutes to go. We should at least get level 1. We might even get level 2. You can definitely see we are slow. We are actually the 2 slowest cars. But we're not massively off the pace. We're just off the pace. There we go. Level 1. I'm not sure about that level 2. Not sure we're going to get there. Depends on where those laps come in. It looks like we're going to have to come in this time. Yeah. They're coming in this time. It's going to be hard to get back out there and have the lap count because it's the final minute of the session now. And we are so close, but I don't think we're going to make it. 40 seconds. Send you back out. Send you back out right away. And I want you to overtake, push, 24 seconds. Oh, we got it, level 2. Okay, nice. And time ran out. And because we weren't on a hot lap, it immediately stopped. That's why I figured we weren't going to make it. If you're on a hot lap, it'll let you finish out the lap. But if you're on an out lap or an in lap, as soon as the timer hits 0, it'll end the run. So, oh, we got ahead of Alonso. Well, that's good. That's good. We're not the slowest. We're not the slowest, but we're slow. So you can see we're very much at the back. Williams, the 2 Alpines. There's the other Williams. McLaren, the only other one. Wow, McLaren down in the back. Now, qualifying, something I love to handle myself. However, for the sake of time, for this episode, and hopefully this episode alone, I am going to fast sim this so we can get into the race and actually get through the race without losing an episode for you. So, simulate session. We're going to be near the back anyway, so even if I lose a position or 2, because I didn't handle it myself, I'll take that. We're going to be at the back of the grid. My focus is on the race. And you can see we're both looking at being eliminated. With 24 cars in the field instead of 20, you can see the Q2 threshold to make it is 18th. And it's a top 12 shootout instead of a top 10 shootout. And there you go. 23rd, 24th. Vern slightly ahead, but we are just behind Felipe Massa in the Alpine and Alonso in the other Alpine, and then the 2 Williams. And that's exactly what I was talking about. There's the 3 teams right to the back. Now the McLarens did a little bit better, and then the Toro Rossos and the Alphas and the 2 Haas cars. Hamilton, fastest of Q1. So we are going to start from the back of the grid, but the times are close, and that's a beautiful thing because I was 8-9 seconds when I tried to do this series with a created team off the pace in that first race. It was ridiculous how far behind we were compared to everybody else. It was more like 6 seconds a lap, whatever it was. It was a lot. It was a huge gap. Here, less than 1/10 of a second. We're slow, but we can overcome it. And we're getting rain here in Q2. That could mess up somebody's run. Looks like it's definitely messing up some of the cars. But of course the big six got out there. Benefited. And Toro Rosso's will be the next two on the grid. Looks like everybody's first run ended up with a typical order. The sad thing for this is now there's no benefit to the teams that don't make the top 12 shootout because of the rain. They're going to end up with free choice of tire for the race anyway. Raikkonen, quickest so far. He went out there on ultras. Now conditions changing. The intermediates were faster, so Leclerc, Gasly on top. Time's almost up. The track just dried out, so everybody should be on the ultras again this time, and they are definitely going quicker. Leclerc, Gasly, Bottas, Vettel, Hamilton, they didn't come out again. They did not come out again. They're 9 seconds plus behind. Hamilton only ran one lap, and it was on ultras when the track was soaking wet. So Verstappen, the only driver of the big six to actually make a second dry run, goes out and takes the pole by the tiniest of margins over Ricciardo, who was then well clear, almost 4/10 better than Hülkenberg, and Perez and Stroll will round out the top 5. Will the order stay like that? Probably not. I think the cream will rise to the top, but we're going to have a super quick race here as we are on a limited time frame. So this first race is more of a test just to see where we're at. We've got to work on this team, work on this car to become competitive. We will be at the back of the grid today. It's inevitable. It is inevitable. But can we be ahead of a car or two? It's possible. It is absolutely possible. So we'll do what we can, but we're going to do a lot of speed 12 for this race. Like I said, we were 15 and 20 minutes behind where we would normally be at on time base, and I should be close to the end of the episode, not the start of the race. These guys are locked in, really. These guys are locked in. Wow, okay, they're locked in. I did not expect that. With those ultras, we'll see if we can make some progress through the grid. But here we are in Australia for the first round of the championship. The slowest car on the grid, but we're just about there on pace with the others. So we will do what we can. We are the blue and orange. The other blue and orange is the Alpine. See, our stripe is down the middle over the top end of the car, while the Alpine is got the slash in the back part of the car separating them. But you can see early on, though, we are a little bit off the pace of the others. They're not pulling away from us too fast, but they're definitely up there at the moment. And we'll have to let up here at some point. Some nice little elevation changes on this one. Vern right there in contact with Massa. Bottas, I don't know what happened to Bottas, but Bottas is in last place. He was off the track there somewhere, and we missed it. He'll make his way back up, though. Okay, we're going to start to speed things up gradually at first. We're going to go faster and faster. Albon has crashed. Albon just crashed. He is out of the race, and looks like he might have collided with Kvyat. Kvyat's got a flat. And there is Kvyat now. He is heading to the pits, but he has not made it yet. And actually, he's under investigation, so it looks like Kvyat could have been the cause of that crash. And at the moment, we've gone around Massa. Bottas is still behind us. And we can continue to push as we put pressure on the McLaren of Lando Norris. Looking for P18, and Vern's got to look to the inside, but he's going to have the long way around from here. He's still up beside him, but he's... Oh, double lockup. Vern causes Van Doren behind him to lock up as well, so both drivers take a little bit of heat into the tires and a little bit of wear off of the tires. And here we are on lap number 3. Bottas now just behind Van Doren. And we're starting to heat up, so it's time to back off a bit, settle into this race. We're not making progress at the moment anyway, though Vern... No, okay, ease up. We don't need these positions anyway. Lando Norris, drive-through penalty for causing a collision. Lando Norris. You need useful information. Like what? Here comes Bottas, that's okay, he can come through. We are not racing... Ooh, Van Doren trying to sneak through, though. Vern holding them off for now. And let's see what's going on elsewhere. A race at the back will remain. It will go on, but it's not for points, so it's okay. Okay, so it's all messed up here as well, as Stroll is not Max Verstappen. So it was not just about custom teams. They've got these pictures all mixed up. I wonder if I can go into the mod file and adjust that somehow or another. I never tried with the other one, but maybe I will try to do so with this one, see if I can get that fixed on my own time. In the meantime, Max Verstappen clear by 4 seconds. Hulkenberg's still up there. He's in P2 right now. But here comes Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. Remember, he started further down the grid, but he is up to P3. Raikkonen is still up there in P4. But he's got some pressure coming from behind. Pierre Gasly, the first of those, in P5. Hamilton is now up to P6. Remember, he was in last place of those leaders. He started from 12th. Ricciardo, who started the race in 2nd, down to 7th already. Sainz, P8. Stroll, P9. Stroll and Perez both started in the top 5, but now they are 9th and 10th. Grosjean's still doing well, up in P11. His teammate Magnussen behind him in P12. Definitely pressuring him right now. Grosjean's tires are quite worn. Leclerc down in P13. He's having a heck of a struggle. Has not been able to get forward thus far. Right now he's making a move on Magnussen, but he can't make it stick, and he tucks back in again. Bottas already up to P14 from last place. Giovinazzi in 15th. Alonso in 16th. Russell is 17th with his teammate Kubica behind him. And then there we are, still hanging on well, 19th and 20th, and we have not dropped down. Right now the tires are comfortably neutral, and the fuel, yeah, it's recovering. Be in good shape soon. We are half a minute behind Verstappen at this point. I think eventually we will be lapped. It's lap 8 right now. Behind us, Felipe Massa dropping back. He's on the medium compound. Norris, drive-through penalty. Damage. He drives on though. He took the penalty and he's messed up his tires, but he continues on, did not pit. Because he did. Remember, he had a puncture. And he's in 23rd. He is a minute behind. He is 30 seconds behind us right now. Norris, Massa, they're not that far behind, but Massa is dropping back. And Norris, I doubt he's really going to gain any ground right now with burnt up medium tires and damage. Let's focus in on our team for a little bit and speed up. You can see the grid starting to kind of break up into little areas. Lando Norris, didn't fix his car and ended up with a mechanical retirement. So Norris is out of the race. We're already guaranteed a couple positions, and Bottas, fighting to get back up the order, has crashed. Alright, slow things back down a little bit. Get a sit rep here. Verstappen's still in the lead, 6 seconds ahead of Hulkenberg. Vettel in third, Raikkonen, Gasly, Ricciardo, Hamilton still struggling in 7th, Sainz, Perez, Stroll, then Leclerc. Magnussen, Giovinazzi, Alonso, Russell, and Kubica are ahead of us. We are just behind them, so Verne is only 1 second down behind Kubica, so we are staying fairly competitive to the Williams, just ever so slightly behind them. You can see them just ahead of us. And so right now, we're running in 17th and 18th and looking good. However, we are going to have to pit fairly soon as we're down to 36% tire wear on both drivers. Russell pitting sooner. He is going the distance on those super softs most likely. And we just got ahead of Stroll, who pit. Stroll comes out just behind us, but Stroll already back around Van Dorn and trying to make a move on Verne. We're not going to last too much longer on these tires, so we will have to go fairly soon. My target was 30 laps for those, trying to get about 20 out of these laps. If I only make it 18 or 19, I think we're still okay on the super softs to go the distance. But we do need a little bit more. And Jean-Eric Verne. Jean-Eric Verne is got an issue? No. Oh, I thought it said crashed. I thought it said crashed. It did not. It did not. We're okay. We are okay. Alright, you guys can go back to pushing. And you can also go back to pushing. We're going to have to pit on separate laps as they are too close together to double stack. So we will have to go one at a time right now. Verne is in the higher position, so he would go first. I need to go before, well, I don't know. He's about 1% ahead, so maybe virtual safety car. Virtual safety car. This is perfect timing. Now I will double stack. Car's okay. Yes, both cars. We are going to take the risk of the double stack because of the virtual safety car. We have 1 minute left, and we are coming up on pit road now, and so many cars are past pit road. This could be huge for us. This could be huge. Free pit stop, the only pit stop of the day. Back off on the fuel. And then just stay neutral on the tires. And let's go. We're going to slow this one down. Big moment. Verne's going to come in first. There you go, into pit road. 30 seconds left on the virtual safety car. Verne in and done. And Van Dorn pulls straight in. So no time lost for Van Dorn. The virtual safety car gave us just enough of an edge on that. 10 seconds left. And look at that. We didn't really lose anything at all, as we are now 16th and 17th. Massa got ahead of us. Stroll had already passed us. But that's it. We're ahead of Russell now, who was ahead of us on track. We're ahead of Kvyat still, but he is coming. Grosjean is well behind us now. Looks like he had a long pit stop. That was massive. 3 seconds left, though. So let's go ahead and push this back up to high. We want to have a strong run here out of the safety car. And we go green. Now, almost no one was able to stop there. It looks like a few cars did. Raikkonen, Hamilton, Ricciardo, all stopped. We got a yellow flag as Stroll just crashed coming out of the virtual safety car. So Stroll out of this race, and we're going to pick up another position. By the way, if you've ever played Motorsport Manager, this game doesn't have very many crashes. It doesn't have very many DNFs, but this mod has turned all of that up, and you can see there's a lot more here. Now, as the season goes on, it's not that intense. There's plenty of times where you'll only have 1 or 2 cars out of a race, but it is far more realistic to real life, really, for that matter. There's more spins, there's more broken wings, there's more penalties given, and definitely more DNS. So Verne, he's about 3 seconds ahead of Van Dorn. And that makes perfect sense on where they were through that pit stop. But, wow, we are in good shape. We're in 15th right now. A couple more DNFs, and we could be in contention. And a lot of these guys still have to stop, and we should be going the distance. We're going to go back to full speed here, as we're already past time for this episode, and we've got 30 laps to go. But we should be cruising now for the rest of this race. Massa is just ahead. He's still on those mediums. He still has not pit. So we very well could catch up to him and overtake him, and that was him who we just caught a glimpse of a little bit ago. We've already passed him on track once. Can we do it again? Meanwhile, though, Russell is putting pressure on Van Dorn now. And that's actually a closer battle, so let's get an eye out for that one. Okay, we're definitely over on fuel. How are we doing on time? 51 seconds. Those guys at the front have pit, but it did not change our position. They were far enough ahead. Alright, that takes care of Van Dorn. Let's now focus on Vern. We're going to swap these. 27 laps done. Well over halfway. The 3 cars right in front of me all need to pit. Alonso might stay ahead, but we will definitely get ahead of, well, Massa at least. Kubica? Probably. Kvyat has now overtaken Russell and is the one putting pressure on. They're both really putting pressure on. And, oh, nice. Russell? Russell hit Kvyat, battling behind Van Dorn. Is that Vern right in front? Oh, no. Vern's up there. Oh, Alonso. Alonso just pit and put on intermediates. Hello, hello, hello. The rain is coming. Alonso, you just ruined your race, though, because it is not coming for quite a while. I mean, we're still a good 5-6 laps away from needing the intermediate tires. This is going to require a bit of a strategy change here, though. You can push some. So Russell and Kvyat both pit. They're going to come out on the wets. Alonso on the intermediates. Kubica on the intermediates. Sainz now on the intermediates. Kubica somehow still in front of us for now. Vern gets around him though. And here comes the rain. It is damp, but it's only damp. It's not time to put on the intermediates yet. Lap 34. Intermediates will get us to the end. We're going to slow it down to ×4. On damp, we're still okay. It's where they go wet. But we don't want to double stack either. So, your tires are overheated and you are pushing. Probably not the best situation to be in. So, I'm going to pit you first. Hold on, hold on. Oh, this is tricky. This is tricky. Most of the time, intermediates would be appropriate, but it could be full wets there for a few laps. I think the intermediates are going to be the better way to go, so we'll take that risk over going for the wets. And that's Van Dorn into the pits. Yellow flag, yellow flag. Raikkonen spun, but he's not out. Okay, now Vern, your turn. Now, do I want to put both on intermediates or do I want to put one on wets and see what happens? Split the strategy? Whew. we're already wet now, so it's definitely time to change. And it's going to get a lot wetter than it is. You know what? I'm going to split my strategy. One on intermediates, one on wets. That way, there's a chance that one of these guys is going to benefit. Wait, nobody's on wets, though. The guys that came out on wets, they just pit again and put on intermediates. So, no. I saw the field was split. Thought I'd go for it. But no, everybody's putting on intermediates now. Yellow flag, sector 2, Leclerc spun. And Vern into the pits. Stays out ahead of the Williams. Ooh, that's not the Williams. That's the Mercedes. That's race leader. Hamilton, Raikkonen just spun again. By the way, we're down to 15 and 16 now. And if we're about to get lapped, we're going to have extra fuel so we can push. Grosjean spun. A lot of spins here in the rain now. Either way, we are not in last place in this race, and I love it. I love it. We're not like 2-3 laps down from the next car. That's nice. That's nice. So Hamilton leads. Verstappen is 20 seconds down. Hulkenberg still on the podium. Giovinazzi spun. Sainz all the way up to 4th. Vettel 5th. Leclerc just spun again. Gasly, Giovinazzi, Leclerc, and Raikkonen. That's your top 10. And then you've got... we're about 40 seconds behind. So I don't think it's going to happen, but still, heck of a race. We're ahead of Kvyat, Grosjean, we're ahead of Russell. Sainz just ran wide. Something like that could still move us up a spot or two, but I can't see us finishing any higher than about 13th right now. Track is totally soaked. I could have gone for the wets. Everybody's staying out on intermediates though. Is it worth it to come in and pit again? Hold on, how many laps? 10 laps? At least half of these laps are going to be on a fully soaked track. Okay, now we take the risk. You're going to attack. And you're going to pit. And we're going to do it. We're going to take an extra pit stop here. I know I'm going to lose time, but can I gain a bunch of time on track on full wets? We'll find out. Now I wish I had put them on wets. He doesn't even lose a position, so it's essentially a free pit stop. Kvyat just spun. Kvyat was the one behind us, so that just opened that gap back up. And, oh, look at that. He's gaining time immediately. Immediately gaining time. Look at that. He's already pulled back a second. Kvyat just spun again. Dropped to 18th. 2 seconds gained by Vern. But the rain has stopped, so it is going to dry out some. It's a little too late for Van Dorn to go for it. Van Dorn, we're going to stay put 15th. Kvyat locked up. He's having a day to forget. Still gaining time. Look at that. That's Verstappen we're catching up to. But the conditions aren't going to stay like this for too long. Yeah, they're already back down to wet. Oh, we're still pulling back time. We are still pulling back time. I was worried that was going to change. Hamilton still 20 seconds clear. Verstappen definite 1-2, but Hülkenberg hanging on. It's Vettel, though, who is only 1 second behind Hülkenberg. The rest of the order has essentially stayed the same. Great job by Kubica here, all the way up in 12th. We are technically in 10th place here on the day. How are we looking now in the... Is it starting to rain again? Grosjean just spun. The gap's opening back up. Vern. Raikkonen colliding with Leclerc. Oh, Raikkonen's going to have to pit. That's going to be a spot. No, it's not. No, it's not. So this is not working out in the end. Vern now way off the pace. Gasly spun. And Vern drops to 18th. He's lost 2 spots now. So it was nice there for a few laps, but it did not last long. No point pitting him at this point. It's just a couple laps to go. Let him... Well, I don't know. He's got room for the free stop. No stop. It's only 2 laps. Ooh, 14th. That's Raikkonen just ahead of us. Yellow flag. Oh! Raikkonen spun out in front of us and just collided with Van Dorn. We get ahead of him. Are we damaged, though? Okay. We are okay. So that's 14th now as we go into the final lap. Strategy didn't work out for Vern, though it was nice there for a little bit. We would have needed to pit again as soon as the time started coming back down the other way. Raikkonen and Vettel. Vettel colliding into Raikkonen here. So I think he just spun and took out Raikkonen, and that's going to ruin Vettel's race. He's already down to 6th place. He's not pitting. Vern could get Raikkonen still. Let's get with him if he does. Oh, and a 10-second penalty for somebody there. Come on, Vern. 17th. There you go. Got it. Hey, P14, P17 for our first race with the team. Not too shabby. Hamilton takes the win. Half a minute ahead of Verstappen. Hülkenberg keeps the podium position with Ricciardo in 4th. Vettel ruined his day just a couple laps from the end with his former teammate. What a way to go down. In the end, I think we were P10 constructors wise, as the Racing Points were behind us, as were both of the Toro Rossos, or at least one of the Toro Rossos, behind Van Dorn anyway. So yeah, both Racing Points back there. So that should be 10th. And Vettel did take a 10-second time penalty at the end as well. So that was enforced when he took it out to Raikkonen. So he dropped all the way from 4th to 9th when you added in the 10-second time penalty. And he had been ahead of Leclerc still at the finish. So he dropped a few positions, and then he added 10 more seconds. He was nearly put back to 10th place. So Ferrari just 6 points to open the season. Hamilton, meanwhile, gets all 25 plus the fast lap bonus, which on here is worth 2 points, not 1. And no points for us, but still, that is a fantastic way to start the season. We've already got a high finish of P14. And there you go. Just as expected, 10th in the Constructors starting out. And there are 5 teams that are scoreless so far. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my road to the record. Bye for now.